Want to text.
Okay, welcome to RCI TV. We have our office at the Polo. We are currently at the Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism, where we come to bring live the press briefing of this entity. Our guests down there. Our guests that will be speaking here today are Ambassador Jarvis Witherspoon, Chief of Protocol Republic of Liberia. Ambassador Witherspoon will speak on the latest information with respect to the official celebration of Liberia's 171st anniversary. And the second person that will be speaking here is Ambassador Julie Andy, Executive Director, Crusaders for Peace. Ambassador Indy will speak also on the readiness of the Night Golden Image Award program and the guests also that will be going for that particular program. And the third person that we expect here today I'll be speaking as well is Honorable Andy Kwame, Deputy Minister for Sports at the Ministry of Youth and Sports. Honorable Kwame will speak on the upcoming game between Liberia and Sierra Leone, slated for Sunday, July 22. Kwame will be accompanied by the Liberia Football Association Secretary General as well. Okay, the last person that will also be speaking here currently is Honorable Joel Cassell. Joel Cassell is the Deputy Minister for Administration at the Ministry of Justice. So let's join the table quickly.
I'd like to appreciate my colleagues, members of the press, who have come to attend this important July 26th press briefing. Just to inform you, the following network, Radio Kokoya is 101.3, is carrying on live. Radio Liberty is 8.1. Puma FM is 106.3. Radio Kitmouth 102.6. MCC TV, KMTV, RCI TV is here to screen on live, and the rest of the community radio stations across Liberia. This morning, I'd like to officially invite my boss, Honorable Eugene Lamy Fagon. He's the Deputy Minister for Press and Public Affairs, the Deputy Spokesperson of this government. Honorable Fagon, the platform.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen of the press. I want to, on behalf of the Minister of Information, Culture Affairs and Tourism, Honorable Len Eugene Nangme, I want to welcome all of you to the Ministry of Information, Culture Affairs and Tourism, especially in the conference hall of a martyr of press freedom, Charles Bayer. It's great to be back with you guys. I don't know how many of you miss me, but I miss you guys a lot. I can see some people laughing like, you know, really, did we miss you? Anyway, it's good to be back with you guys. A couple of quick things. Today we have a very bulky menu. What do I mean by that? As we move towards the July 26th, we know for a fact that this is our first 26th celebration under the leadership of His Excellency President George Manawia. And so we want to make it grand. We just don't want people to think about independence in the way that they thought about it probably in the past 12 years. We want you to think about independence in a very positive way. And so therefore it's important that we put the spotlight on the July 26th independence. So as a result of that, you will notice that I'm not going to be doing much of the talking. I've gone like 40 seconds already. I'll probably take about 3 more minutes and we'll wrap it up because there's a lot of things to do. A couple of things quickly to share with you. We've heard some of our critics criticizing us for not bringing the PAPD policy paper forward. Let me state for the record, and I want you to put me on record, the purple agenda for prosperity and development should have been rolled out the last week in June or the first 2 weeks in July. But you will agree with me from a communications standpoint that it makes no sense to have an elaborate celebration pending, something that Liberians revered a whole lot and put a lot of time, effort, and work into. It would not be an expedient thing to do to roll out this purple agenda for prosperity and development, because the information will not be consumed in the way and manner you want it to be consumed. I'm sure members of the press will agree with me. You don't want to roll this thing out 3 days before July 26th. You want to roll it out after July 26th, where people after the celebration will be able to look at it, critique it if they have to, or give it thumbs up if they have to. You will agree with me. What sense does it make to roll this thing out 2 days before the July 26th celebration? So indeed, our critics may have a point, but they also have to be reasonable in their critique. It makes absolutely no sense. So the government does have the paper, but the government is going to go along with the July 26th celebration in the way and manner Liberians expect it to be. And I, for one, will celebrate July 26th, and I don't want to have to be going through a long policy paper, trying to look at 1, 2, 3 things. I want to be able to eat my chicken and with my fufu and soup. Thank you. See, I got thumbs up from members of the press. And the press too, they want that thing to come out after the July 26th, when my critical friend over there who does it constructively, look through it carefully and be able to come back with his questions. But don't bring it before July 26th. So yes, the paper's there, and we're gonna roll it out. But because of the July 26th, we're gonna hold back a little bit. Nothing wrong with that. Today, for our guests, we will have, and that is, he's on his way, we're told. A lot of things can happen in between. There's a lot of work to be done over at the Foreign Ministry. We should have had Ambassador Jarvis Witherspoon, but we still anticipate his coming, Chief of Protocol of the Republic of Liberia. He should be able to tell us some more information, as he was around the other day, with respect to the official celebration of the 171st anniversary, Independence Day anniversary. So we'll also have Ambassador Julie Andy, who just called and said she'll be on her way. She's the Executive Director of Crusader for Peace. Ambassador Andy will be speaking on the readiness of tonight's Golden Image Award program, and the guests that are expected to attend. So you know what's up. She's in arrangement and fixing up things. You know, she likes beauty. So she's on her way. She says she's on her way. So I have here with me Honorable Andy Kwame, Deputy Minister of Sports, Ministry of Youth and Sports. He's the acting minister currently. He's been escorted by the LFA Secretary General. He will be briefing you on sporting activities relative to the Independence Day celebration. We also have Honorable Jua Cassell, the Deputy Minister of Administration at the Ministry of Justice, who will speak on some security measures. I'm not going to go into detail. As a matter of fact, she's going to be the first. I hate to see her go so early. I never get to see her. So we're also going to have Moses Carter, who's going to accompany her, and he's going to speak. And I know many of you got questions about the 300 billion. I too did. That van to talk about, but he will tell you whether it's true or lie. We'll have Ms. Lydia Milshema, Deputy Minister for Children and Social Protection. She's going to tell you about the programs relative to that. And just the tip-off she gave me in the office, I was like, wow, we're going to have a true, real celebration this coming time. So with respect to my cleanup, I got 1 minute, 30 seconds. You got 1 minute to ask me 3 questions. For 30 seconds, before you ask me, I'm going to preemptively strike. Many of you may be aware by now that when the president spoke, he talked about 25 million being infused into the Liberian economy for the sole purpose of mopping up excess Liberian dollar liquidity. What does that mean? Mopping means you're cleaning the floor. So if it's excess, it means it's too much. And as it stands right now, we have an understanding that billions of Liberian dollars are now being bought off the market by the central bank. So indeed, that mopping exercise is in full swing, And many of you may have seen my Facebook posting that said that if you don't have license to change money, get off the street or go to jail. I want to double down on that. A policy is a policy. At the end of May, before the end of May, the president called the central bank governor and the Ministry of Finance and told them to do something about the rate. Many of you press people may recall. They asked all money changers to have a license to change money or risk going to jail. Many of our friends in the opposition may have forgotten, but I did not. So when the president spoke, I reminded money changers, you need to get a license or go to jail. One of the two. That means you'll be breaking the law. There's a difference between jail and prison. Jail is temporary, prison is certain time. So again, the central bank have issued that warning and we want to double down on it from the government standpoint. If you don't have a license to change money, do not change money behind your counters, in your little shop, or in your store. Because when we say you need license to change money, that is not only applicable to the money changers on the street, it's applicable to everyone operating within the boundaries of the Republic of Liberia. So whether you're in Kakata, whether you're in Ganta, if you're caught changing monies behind your counter, or in your store, or in your nightclub, you could get arrested. And I've been reliably informed that agents will be going around pretending to be ordinary people. And if you change their money, they'll grab you right there. They'll grab you right there. Let it go straight to the point. I want you press people to help the government in this regard. Because we don't want people to come back and say, we did not hear the announcement, or it wasn't in the local dates. We're very serious. And I know many of you will ask me, what is the rate? We cannot give you a definitive answer, but we've been told the rate varies in some areas. What we've been told recently is that some people changing money for 100 Liberian dollar to one. Some people say 110. It doesn't matter. What matters right now is the rate is dropping astronomically. That's what matters. And it means the president is on top of the ball. He's a striker, and we didn't expect anything less. All right. So, I'll take 3 questions quickly. If you have any questions, I'll take 3.
Thank you.
And then we will run quickly to the real people that got the program.
Thank you, Minister. If you have an appearance player, would you please place it up? That's it, isn't it? Yeah. Thank you so much.
Good morning, Mr. Minister. You're welcome back to the People's Job.
Thank you. Always my pleasure.
I'm Rudolph Buck and represent the Youth Voice newspaper.
Okay.
In recent times, a caption appeared in the Heritage newspaper. It said caption says, Minister of Justice, who also the Attorney General, is about to resign from the African government. You tell the public to the media the actuality of the story.
Well, we cannot give you an actuality on a perception. A perception is a perception. It's something perceived. So an assumption cannot be given an actuality in any context. Well, the Heritage newspaper may be correct, may be wrong. We don't know. But as far as we're concerned, we have a justice minister, and the day he decides to resign, he will make that public. Until then, we will not answer to speculations.
Good morning, Minister.
My friend and brother.
Chira Gaswa, and I report for the military leader and former Capital FM with this Liberia has never gotten short, or there is no shortage of good law for this country. Our process has been thorough and robust implementation. In regards to the new monetary policy, we wanted people who have to engage in foreign exchange activity should be licensed by the central bank or the relevant authority. My question and concern is the enforcement mechanism. What would be the enforcement mechanism? I'm only talking about like people trading in other counties. So what is structurally put in place that we can be able to sit from here and fire and regulate that? Thank you.
To answer that question is very simple. I just said to you, one of the mechanisms put in place right now is to ensure that we make the announcement first and foremost. As citizens or residents within this republic or partners in business, we are under obligations to obey the laws and the policies of the government. The government says you must be licensed to change money. I don't care whether you are in the church and you are a pastor. If on Sunday, a parishioner goes to your church and say, look, I don't have Liberian dollars, can you change my US? You're under no obligation to change the US there and then. you make an arrangement with that person. If as a pastor you are caught changing money in your church, you will be arrested unless you have a license. Plain and simple. So I'm trying to double down on the fact that we're saying you must have a license to change money. With regards to the mechanism, I just told you that we will have undercover agents going around, going to shops, nightclubs, pretending to be ordinary people, and if you change their money, we will get you. But other areas, I'm not going to divulge information so that you don't use it and run away. We want to catch you, so we can't tell you the other things that we're going to do, but we're going to do a lot of things, that's for sure.
Good morning, Minister.
Good morning.
Daniel from the newspaper.
My own newspaper.
Yeah, your own newspaper. The immediately started to ask our minister a question, but for the clarity of majority. Yesterday, I attended a meeting between the money changer and the central bank official, including financial institution, including commerce ministry, and the money changer, especially the street money changer, where they refer to them as a scratch card dealer, and then they are changing money under the scratch card. So when the discussion was going on, they appealed to the government to give them time, and then there was a suggestion that they should bring their representative. So the public will never know if you have any information as to what happened, outcome of that discussion.
Between yesterday and today, if you attended a meeting and somebody says, go bring your representative, you know it's not going to happen overnight. So it still requires time. But in the meantime, the time does not excuse the policy. The policy will remain in full effect because when the rates were rising, we heard our people cry. And indeed, they need relief. So yes, the policy remains in full effect while negotiations continue. Yeah, the policy remains in full effect while the negotiations continue. But I'd like to state for the record, the negotiation will not include compromising the well-being of the Liberian citizens. That will not happen. We'll do everything to accommodate everybody, but under this leadership of His Excellency President George Manawia, the well-being of the Liberian people will never, ever be compromised. With that said, I will now invite to the podium Honorable Joa Cassell, Deputy Minister of Administration at the Ministry of Justice, who will speak on security measures. I really hate to do this, I must tell you. I like for her to be around long, but she's got some engagement and some meetings. So please welcome Honorable Cassell.
Thank you very much, and I want to say good morning to all of you. And sorry, I have to run. The 171st National Independence Day celebration of the Republic of Liberia. I should say to you, Happy Pre-Independence Day. And as my position as Deputy Minister for Administration and Public Safety and the Chair for the security sector in preparation of the 171st Independence Day celebrations. There are a series of programs that will be marking this celebration that will begin today with the Golden Image Award and will be ending the 27th, which will be the closing day, and we'll be closing it up with our Children's Day program, which we have our representative on gender that will be elaborating more. And for the security sector, we are doing all we can to ensure compliance to all security protocols and details. And in doing so, the security sector requests full cooperation from the three branches of government as protocol will be strictly adhered to. We are going to see how best we can work in having this Independence Day celebration celebrated well. And we are asking the public to help us in adhering to all of our protocols that will be set up. One of the most important parts of it has to do with the time factor. Time factor is paramount as we expect everyone to be seated before the chief executive arrives. We observe that most often during these occasions, when a president is entering, you have people entering after. That won't be happening this time around. Once the president has arrived, we won't be allowing people coming, vehicles won't be entering because we'll be closing all of our entry points. We are key on the tournament issue that will be games being played at the SKB, which will be some games between the executive and legislature, which from the executive side, the keyboard game, I'll be the chair. And we'll be having the Barrow and I playing their games, which the sportsman here is going to elaborate on more. And we'll be having the Serenadian team being a part. So to avoid crowdedness, we will be taking serious measures. I will just say few and just for the short because like for the SKD entrances, we will be using the main entrance at least for our VIPs and VVIPs and our delegates. And the other entrances will be used for people entering the field because the sportsman, Andy will tell us there will be free opening. And we are doing that to ensure that you travel with your invitation, access passes that will be headed out. And for our press, we are asking that you come to the Ministry of Information to get accredited, and their listing will be sent to EPS, who's the co-chair on the security sector. Before you can come in the hall to cover the program, you have to be carrying an access pass. We'll be distributing access passes too to cars that will be flying the street too that day. But I will not go far because the press and public relations from the police will go in details. But we are asking everyone that will be invited to follow our protocol. And we ask where each individual invite just one person to come along because in doing so, at this sports stadium, we observe that people come in with 3, 4, 5 persons, and we have set up this area just for maybe VIPs, and you have someone being invited with his invitation coming in with like 6 or 7 persons, which usually causes embarrassment for those other VIPs that will be coming in. So we will only be allowing an invitation to one invitee. So let us take this into consideration, and we hope that we can work along with the public in making sure that the celebration goes as planned, and we all have a joyous July 26th. We've been working, and Justice have been coordinating as chair with EPS being the core, and Defense being the member, Protocol 2 from Foreign Affairs being a member, and we are looking forward to celebrate our July 26th. So please, we will put out a public service announcement to those who may not be listening today to our briefing, press briefing, so they too, because you have to follow protocol. So when EPS or PSU directing you to the different areas, please, we don't want people arguing, and we have said it, so I look forward to we all working together in having the best July 26th celebration. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Minister.
We'll take 3 questions only.
Do you have questions for the Deputy Minister, Chair on Security, July 26th celebration? Do you? Minister, you were very clear.
See, it's so good, no questions. So I'll just leave it here, and the public and press relation, Moses, can you please come and back the minister up, and maybe you can go in details and tell them how it's going to be like. Thank you very much for the time.
Well, thank you so much, Madam Minister. Let me say a good morning to distinguished members of the media, and also to officials of government here present. Let me say it is a pleasure to be here. I bring you greetings from the hard-working, illustrious Inspector General of the Republic of Liberia, Colonel Patrick Sulu. I'm basically here to provide you some traffic information as it relates to the upcoming 171th Independence Celebration, and also to provide you clarity on some information that is being circulated on social media about the arrest of over 3 million Liberian dollars. But I'd first like to start with the traffic information, which is very important for the general public. We'd like to inform the general public that activities marking this year's independence celebration will take into consideration some traffic measures, including I just want to hold on a little bit because I see the momentum building for the march. On Sunday, July 22 at 11 a.m., Buchanan and Ashmore Streets and Center Street will be closed to the public until the intercessory program is over. Again, I'll repeat. On Sunday, this Sunday, July 22 at 11 a.m., Buchanan and Ashmore Streets, Ashmore and Center Streets will be closed to the public until the end of the intercessory program. We urge the public to take note of that. On Monday, July 23 at 4 p.m., Youth Interactive Dialogue at the Monrovia City Hall. The traffic leading to the City Hall will be detoured to the Charlestown. That's on Monday. So meaning vehicles will not ply the route of the City Hall on Monday. Instead, traffic will be detoured to the Charlestown belt. On Tuesday, July 25 at 12 noon, there will be a children extravaganza event at the Antoinette Tubman Stadium. Therefore, Lynch and UN Drive intersection and Clay and UN Drive intersection will be detoured to the Redemption Street. And you may want to ask, where's Redemption Street? The street that leads right before the Armed Forces, the BDC barracks, and Camp Johnson Road. So many of you are coming by way of UN Drive, we detour you to Camp Johnson Road. If you are coming by way of the Lynch Street belt, we detour you to the Redemption Street. On Tuesday, there will also be some other adjustments of traffic as the situation depicts in areas surrounding the independent activities. We just like to make that very clear. Outside of these schedules or adjustments we provided to you. In this light, we'd like to apologize to the general public for any inconvenience this adjustment may cause the public. Having said that, I'd like to speak to some information that is being circulated on social media of the arrest of 3 million Liberian dollars by officers of the LNP. That information is misleading. It's not true. Whoever posted that information may have manufactured the information. The information is not true. And let it be made very clear to the public. If any information has to be released to the public about the LNP, it must come from my office or the office of the Inspector General of Police. So I just like to make that clarity to members of the media and members of the public. And I'd like to also use this medium to urge members of the public to cross-check information before releasing them on social media. Social media has become a very big platform for information sharing. And so whatever goes on social media, to some is taken at face value. So we're asking our people to be very mindful of the information they publish on social media. I want to say thank you to the ministry for this opportunity to provide you these updates, and we'll certainly be back to provide you more of this as the time unfolds. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Carter, as the police spokesperson. Now, we talk about the Children Golden Program, and we'll talk about the Golden Image Award, and you know it's going to happen tonight. So I will beg for your indulgence, Honorable Minister, to allow the ambassador to come forward. At this point, members of the press, I'd like to introduce to you Ambassador Julie Andy, Executive Director, Crusaders for Peace, who will update you because she got to run, and I got to be at that program, so I really don't mind putting her up front so I get my ticket. Ambassador Andy, is that corruption that I'm putting her up? Thank you, and welcome to the microphone.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Liberian people, the spirit of independence. We are coming to our 171st independence. So the spirit of this independence, I just want your indulgence to say that we have international journalists here covering our activities. We have from DSTV, South City in particular, they will be covering the event. We also have a journalist from Europe. They will be covering the event. If you watch our program, you just saw the golden image on Al Jazeera. So it's showing that Liberia is getting better. But I want to put you in the Pro-Pol spirit and show you the signature dance. If you want to watch that signature dance, you should watch TV tonight. You will see the Pro-Pol dance. You want me to show you the signature dance? I want to hype you up. You're just too serious for me. Yeah, this is 26. You want a Pro-Pol dance? Yeah. And Pro-Pol means you taking the poor and bringing them out of middle class, right? So you say, Thank you. So we're moving forward. We are thankful to the government of Liberia for giving us the platform, the stage, to exercise what we know best. I just want to remind all of us that tomorrow, enough of the Golden Image Award because it's tonight. And it's actually invitation only. But we will send it, it will be televised, so you'll watch it live, wherever you are in the world, and you'll also watch it on television in Liberia, because the space too small. But I want to encourage you to come to the festival. When you come to the festival, you will see a lot of Liberian artists that we have not seen in a long time. If I start to call the name of the artists, we'll be here too long. But I gave a few. You have Takun J, Country Giant, Kanvi, Miracle Kettle, Ablakolo, Sion Macy, Lucky Bucky, Lucky Brock, whatever the name you know now. Let's start going to Eric Jeso, PCK, L. Franklin, all these people tomorrow at the SKB. And I will also will be doing the Liberian special Pro-Pol music. Not the one I recorded, the one by Liberian artists. We want the president to see the display, the skit, our people, love for country, our nation. So the festival will have 15 cultural troupes. Comedians will be there. So we want you to come. We have 3 choirs, different groups, different Liberian artists. We want to showcase that we have 77 Liberian musicians, 7 bands, 15 cultural troupes, and 4 comedians, 3 choirs. Come to the SKD. You see, SKD will be live on Friday. The Golden Image is tonight. Our guests have arrived from different countries. They were at the airport. For what I see on the internet, they said the protocol was good, logistic good. So what? Liberia will shine. Liberia is getting better. So I just want to share that with you. We have with us here, one of our presenters at the Golden Image Award happens to be the Deputy Minister for Administration and Public Safety at the Ministry of Justice. You can see she was leaving. By the time I gave her the signal of the Golden Image Award, she came back with me. And you see the Minister of Gender, she's here acting. Without us, there can be no Liberia. Yeah. Without the women, there can be no Liberia. So ladies and gentlemen, please clap for us. No shaking. So tonight, you will see colors, beauty, richness of our culture. But I'm very humble to extend thanks and appreciation to Her Excellency President George Manewia for the level of effort he has given us Liberian artists to be proud for the short period of time he's been in office. And so tonight, we'll be having the Golden Image Award where he will be the convener and the keynote speaker. And the image of the award is our former president, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, the first democratically elected female president on the continent of Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, I see you at the awards. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you, Ambassador Andy. I think that's exactly why we brought her on. She never ceases to amaze the Liberian people all the time. She does a good job. So once again, we want to thank Ambassador Andy, and we will now proceed to bring on, they say ladies first, because I know you will have a lot of questions for Minister Andy Kwame. I know that you will have a lot of questions for Minister Andy Kwame. But just quickly, we want the Gender Minister to talk quickly about the children program. As you can see, the ladies, it's because she running one or two things. She won't be long, be too short. So me and Honorable Andy will hang out here with you all. So I will invite Ms. Lady Bay Sherma, Deputy Minister for Children and Social Protection, who will just quickly tell us about her children and what she got for them.
Good afternoon, officials of government, members of the press. In all the festivities, we cannot forget the children. So the Ministry of Gender has a series of events. On the 25th of July, in collaboration with the Monrovia City Corporation and the Education Ministry, we'll be hosting the Children's Extravaganza, where we are expecting 500 children, at which 100 children will participate in various contests. There will be singing contests, question bee, spelling bee, drama, cultural contests, where we do expect His Excellency to present awards to the winners of these various contests. The children will be fed. It will be a place where they will receive gifts before the end of the day that will assist them with going back to school. Then on the 20th, after the extravaganza, His Excellency is expected to visit 2 elderly homes and 2 homes with children living with disabilities, where he will grace the occasion at those 4 homes. On the 27th, we'll climax the festivities with the Children's Socialization Day, which will be held at SKD Complex and ATS, Anthony Stadium in town. We are expecting 5,000 children, 2,005 at the SKD, 2,005 at the ATS, where again, we do expect His Excellency and his wife, the First Lady, to grace the occasion, meet and greet, and also by providing gifts and toys for the children. So once again, I say thank you, and I wish you a happy Independence Day.
We'll take 3 questions for her quickly.
Do you have questions for the Acting Minister of Gender? Please come forward.
I knew they would have had questions for you. Children.
Good morning. My name is Nelson. I report for the Inquiry newspaper. the children program will only be restricted to children of Montserrat or across the country?
Well, in the various counties, there will be different events, but the Children's Socialization Day in Montserrat will be restricted for children in Montserrat County. We're going to have, as I said,
If children come from outside here, they will be here.
exactly, so it will be accepted. How we organize, we'll pick up children, we have about 6 buses where we'll pick up children from different communities, bring them in with chaperones and monitors. So, but I believe that in the various counties, there will be celebration for the children.
But there's no arrangement.
Please come to the microphone. Please come to the microphone. Please come to the microphone. Please come to the microphone.
Yes, but you are saying that you believe that it will be so. It means that there's no arrangement yet.
No, there is arrangements there, but it's at the county
It's at the county
level.
level.
Yeah, there are superintendents and they organize their own things in the county.
It's at the county level, that's what Mr. said.
Thank you, Madam Minister.
Morning, Minister. How will the selection be made
Selection? What selection?
of the children?
No, she said they'll just open stuff for children.
For the children, hello, excuse me. For the 25th, we have 6 schools that are participating in the program. We have the School for the Blind, School for the Deaf, Tupman High, I think about one, that's where that's Children's Village and an orphanage home. There we will take our 100 children from to participate. But the 400 plus children who will be coming in, we already have selected the schools, as I said, will be ushering them in through with the bus. The Children's Socialization Day, we have mapped up communities, and we have chaperones who work with the women's group, where they will be bringing the children in from various communities. The Peaceville community up to Mount Barclay will bring children in that area, and ATS will bring children as far as New Town, West One. So we already have those things mapped up for the various communities. We have that plan. And then we have the tags along with the chaperones assigned to them.
Thank you, Minister Lady of Sherman. Oh, you want to ask the Minister a question relative to children?
Yes.
Okay, Madam Minister, please take one vote for our people in Radio Land.
Okay, Madam Minister, I'm Denise Nixon and I report for Joy FM. I have a concern. It has to do with a mother who has a child that has been around and on radio seeking assistance for the child who she said drank caustic, which is corrosive. He drank a chemical substance and she has been all around seeking assistance for that child. He's feeding through the tube. So I want to know what can the gender ministry do towards that to help that this child seek treatment abroad. Thank you.
Well, unfortunately, I have not heard about it, but I'm glad you brought it to my attention. The mother can come to the gender ministry because this is stuff that we do. We collaborate with Health PH, Mrs. Williams, who we help facilitate her taking children out of the country for treatment. As we speak, we have had cases of children getting burned, where Mrs. Williams has facilitated taking them out of the country. So I would please the mother to come to the gender ministry. Yeah, please come along with her. Please come along with her.
Thank you, Honorable Lady of Sherman. I told you this government does not joke. If you tell us about something, we will start acting on it. It's important, and I want to thank the journalists for bringing this issue forward. My sincere thanks to you on behalf of the entire government. We expect journalists all around this country to do that repeatedly. Just tell us about something you feel very concerned about and watch and see what we do. I think you heard it. She said, come along with her, bring her over to the gender ministry, and we will act. Relative to the other question, she said to you, look, this is Montserrat County. We have a democracy. We have superintendents in the counties. So the fact that we're celebrating Independence Day in the capital, which is the seat of the government, does not mean that at the local government level or structure, the Independence Day is not being celebrated. It is being celebrated, and they too have a budget for their own programs, what have you. Without much ado, I would like to welcome the man of the hour. I'm sure the man you all been waiting for, and that is the Honorable Andy Kwame, Deputy Minister for Sports at the Ministry of Youth and Sports. He's also the acting minister in charge right now. He's accompanied by the LFA Secretary General, and after his briefings, and I'm sure you all will have a barrage of questions for him, the LFA Secretary General will take the podium. Honorable Kwame.
Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of the press. We've come to give you a briefing on activities, the sporting activities of our July 26th celebration. On Saturday, the 21st of July, there will be a series of activities. The executive branch of government will be going against the legislative branch of government, both kickball and football. The executive branch of government will be captained by the President of Liberia and coordinated by Minister of Information, Eugene Nangwe. As you are aware, the Ministry of State have also qualified, led by the President, qualified to the finals of the Intra-Governmental League. Then on Sunday, on the 6th of December, the former players of RE will be playing against the former player of Madiba Road at 6 o'clock. The football match on that Saturday, the legislative branch against the executive, is at 4 o'clock at this Samuel Canyon Doe Sports Complex. It's free, please come around. It's about socialization, it's about networking, it's about connection. Come around, be a part. We also urge you to be orderly at the security protocol will be tight. Around the field, stadium wing is accessible, is available for you. Around the perimeter, please, if you had nothing to do there, those who are camera person, maybe they might be allowed with their proper identification from the Ministry of Information. Those who are journalists, who have no camera, you have no part to play on the perimeter, go to the media tribune and make sure that you write your story. On Sunday, there will be a march between Liberia and Sierra Leone. In that march, we will expect you to also behave orderly, as there will be stringent security measures. You just heard from the chief spokesman of the police. We are urging you to be orderly. And sometimes a policeman tell you, please go this way. Because you are minister, because you are journalist, you query the police officer. I'm appealing to you to be orderly, as there will be measures. And we don't want you to be victim or to accuse the police of being brutal. Once we all are orderly, I believe that our July 26th will be enjoyable and we all will enjoy the festivities. On Monday, the Ministry of Youth and Sports will be organizing the Youth Interactive Forum with the President of Liberia at the Monrovia City Hall at 10 o'clock. Young people, journalists, the media, you are all invited to be part. There will be interactive dialogue, there will be panel discussion on the Youth Manifesto and the youth development of Liberia and youth empowerment and youth employment of Liberia. Please come there and be a part. It's important that you are there to be a part. Our Sierra Leone delegation will be arriving on Saturday and they will be here for that march. And the coach of Liberia is right now on his activities. They are training well, and we hope that you will come there with a red, white, and blue on Sunday to support our national team and to also enjoy the independence celebration. I will turn over to the Secretary General, who will come and brief you also about other activities for the football activities in Liberia, and afterwards I will return to take your questions. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen of the press, I'm Manuel Dia, General Secretary of the Football Association. Minister said Liberia will be going against Sierra Leone on Sunday, July 22nd, as part of the 171st Independent Day celebration of Liberia. We expect the Sierra Leone team to arrive on Saturday, and they will be departing on Monday. Around the fee of as it relates to the gate intake or the ticket of the game, around the fee will be sold for $100. Stadium will be $300. Round the field is sold for $10. The VIP is strictly complimentary for the president and government officials. The LFA also on Saturday, July 21st, will hold its National Congress at the Anthony Thomas Stadium to amend the statute of the LFA. So I thank you for the brief information for that.
Can you go over the prices again?
The round fee will be sold for 100 LD. The tickets for the game, around the fee 100 LD. The stadium wing will be sold for 300 LD. The round VIP 10 USD. VIP will be strictly complimentary for the president and government officials.
So,
we will now entertain questions for the Honorable Minister and the Secretary General. Mr. Minister.
If you have questions, I encourage you to please come in the queue. Please come in the queue.
I just hope your questions are related to the July 26th celebration. Please restrict your question to the July 26th celebration.
Mr. Minister, you will answer question here. Relating to the game and what matters.
Yeah.
There's a controversy on the national team coach. We have this, I'm Roland Baba, I work for the Empower.
Yes, sir.
And I'm also the president of the Sports Directors Association of Liberia.
Yes, sir.
Liberia plays on Sunday. There have been this controversy who is the head coach of the national team of Liberia. At one point in time, the Ministry of Youth and Sports said Thomas Kojo has taken over the helm of authority as head coach of the national team. Yesterday, the Liberia Football Association released that Thomas Kojo is going to coach for the game on Sunday. I want to know from you, Mr. Minister, who is the coach, who is the permanent coach of the senior national team of Liberia?
Well, that question should be answered by the Liberia Football Association. Behind closed door, we have some discussions, and the name Thomas Kojo came from the Liberia Football Association as their choice for the coach of Liberia, and he was appointed. You just said that Thomas Kojo, it was clarified by the Liberia Football Association. So go back to them and they will clarify that to you. I just said to you, you saw the release, you just spoke about the release from the LFA.
Yeah, follow what the Secretary General is.
his turn will come.
Now you can ask the question.
Mr. Minister, I'm Rural again. Leon Star will be going again, Leon Star on Sunday. What national philosophy will be going against as a counterpart?
Unfortunately, I'm not a coach, but the only thing I can say to you as minister, we are urging all Liberians to make sure that you wear your red, white, and blue, go on the field to support our national team. Unfortunately, we could not bring the coach here today because he's engaged in the technical drills at the ATS now training the team. But the only thing we ask of you as citizens, during your independence celebration, please go on the field to support your national team.
All right, my name is Augustus Canado.
Yes,
I write for the Focus newspaper. Now Liberia is to engage Sierra Leone on the 22nd, which is Sunday. In terms of preparation, players' preparation, are we calling on some international players or foreign players or overseas players for our country?
You're talking about the Sierra Leone game or our September game?
Sierra Leone game.
My understanding from the coach is they have few players who are international players who are in Liberia visiting. They will form part of the coach. If they are fitting enough and fit in the system of the coach, they will form part.
Minister, let me find out names.
Any further question? Okay, then over to the Secretary General.
What is the question?
Who is the coach of the national team?
He's up now. He's up
answer because The LFA in collaboration with the Ministry of Youth and Sports, we had a meeting with the ministry, and Thomas Ojo was appointed as interim coach of the national team, and he's right now working with the national team for the game and future matches.
So he's done it. So he's not the permanent coach.
Yes, he's the interim coach.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary General, and I'm sure you heard that. I know it's going to form part of your headline tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, we want to thank you for coming. But before you leave, the vote of thanks, I'll go back to the director, who will introduce the Assistant Minister for Public Affairs, and he will summarize and sum it up from here. Thank you.
Well, distinguished members of the press, we'd like to thank you so much for coming today, and to all of our guests who spoke well here today. We want to also commend you for the strategic pieces of information that you provided to the general public. To Liberians in media land, we want to encourage you to grace the 171st Independence Day celebration of this country. We have come this far to tumultuous time. It is about time for us to celebrate Liberia's independence. And so it is important for us to remain supportive of the pro-poor government of President Josh Manowoya. So for and on behalf of the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism, headed by Minister Len Eugene Namwe, I want to say a big thank you and thanks to my immediate boss, Honorable Eugene Lamin Fagon, for coordinating this entire presentation here today. To Director Lawrence Founder, I want to say thank you, and thank you to all of the team there from the Liberia Broadcasting System and to members of the press in general. We'll see you next Thursday. Bye-bye. Happy pre-Independence Day celebration. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. I've been here with my colleague Andy. You can continue to watch RCI TV because we are here for RCI. On behalf of RCI TV, my name is Mohammed.